through the chair to you then. So really, what you're telling me, there's some semantics involved a little bit too, as far as the numbers, so I understand it. So when we discussed this in the last GA, we talked about other lending programs or other institutions that would pick up the slack because we discussed the need for this particular service. Are you aware of any other entities that have picked up the slack? That might be one of the reasons some of these have closed down.
Through you, Vice Chairman, Representative Height, I have no way of documenting anything like that. I can only tell you that there are people who operate under SLA and OMLA that could provide similar loans. But I don't have any records that indicate how many of those loans they make.
Thank you.
Are there any further questions? Representative Coley.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we negatively report this bill to the Committee on Rules and References.
No second to that motion.
Second.
The motion is out of order. Ruled out of order at this time.
Mr. Chairman,
I move to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we table this bill.
I move to adjourn. That takes precedence over everything else.
Let's stand at these for a moment.
Committee will call back to order. I do not believe that there was a second to the motion to adjourn, so that motion is not in order. We'll take roll on the motion to report this. Will you call the roll?
Negative, no. It's to negative to report, right?
Well, no.
To report.
There's no such motion.
No discussion on this, take the roll.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't understand the motion.
The motion is to report. Representative Lundy voted no.
No.
Representative Dyer?
No.
Representative Stewart?
No.
Representative Sykes?
No.
Representative Bacon?
Yes.
Representative Coley?
Yes, negatively report.
Representative Dyer? Representative Height?
Yes.
Representative Sanders?
Yes.
Representative Skindell?
No. What is the vote?
I'm sorry.
What is the vote?
What's the vote?
The vote is called.
5.
The motion fails. And at this time, I believe we do have another witness, another testimony on this bill. That testimony, I believe, is Mr. Bill Faith. Mr. Faith, will you come to the podium, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman, members of the committee, I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today in support of the legislation which closes loopholes in the law that allows the payday loan product to continue taking an unnecessary toll on the people of our state. The Small Loan Consumer Protection Act contains 3 key provisions to close loopholes that would force many borrowers into the debt trap. Back in 1995, the legislature gave the payday lending industry a special deal on a product which they described as a 2-week loan to be used for occasional emergencies. The interest rate and fees needed to be higher, it was argued, because it was just a 2-week loan. So the product was exempted from the state's usury laws and other small loan laws and was allowed to charge fees and interest, which usually amounts to a 391% APR. We went from 100 payday loan storefronts in 1996 to more than 1,600 before the law was passed 2 years ago. In June of 2008, after almost a year of debate, the legislature overwhelmingly passed House Bill 545, creating the short-term lender law, which provides a 28% interest rate cap on short-term loans. The debate in the legislature centered around the payday lending business model, which combines short repayment terms with high interest rates and fees to lead customers in a long-term cycle of debt. The typical borrower takes out 11 to 12 of these payday loans per year when accounting for multi-shot borrowing. Once borrowers begin the payday lending process, it's often hard to stop, and they typically wind up involved in the product repeatedly for 18 to 24 months. How can a loan a month for 2 years be seen as a product that is used only for occasional emergencies? It can't be. You can dress this product up as a short-term loan, but let's be real, it's a usurious product that traps people in debt because of its design, because of its intent, because of its high interest and short payback period, because of its aggressive marketing strategies, and because it plays on the one thing that people still have when they don't have money, and that is hope. All too often unrealistic hope that things will be better in 2 weeks if they just take out this payday loan. In 2008, after the governor signed House Bill 545 into law, the payday lending industry tried to have key elements of the new law overturned by referendum from the voters. The industry spent $20 million trying to convince voters to say no to the new law, but the voters saw through the arguments and voted yes by a margin of nearly 2 to 1. And you can see attached to my testimony is a map of the state, which shows all the counties that voted for the new law. That would be 87. There is one county that voted no. Also on that same sheet is a vote from the House on House Bill 545. It shows 70 yes votes and 24 nay votes. Despite the mandate by Ohio voters, many of the payday lenders are doing high-interest short-term business as usual. They are using statutes such as the Mortgage Loan Act, the Small Loan Act, and statute governing credit service organizations in ways they were never intended. All these statutes predate the initial law governing payday lending, which was passed in '95. How does the credit service organization model work? Payday lenders register under the State Credit Service Organization Act and offer to assist borrowers in repairing their credit. But the only quote-unquote credit service they provide is to give consumers a payday loan. Payday lenders contend that they are not acting as a lender, but are merely connecting consumers with third-party lenders. This is a charade. As a result, these payday lenders charge a CSO or broker fee, typically $25 per 100, plus the 28% interest, which can equate to an annual percentage rate of 670%, or 24 times greater than that contemplated by Issue 5. Payday lenders operating as CSOs are indistinguishable from other payday lenders, as are their loans.